attitude that our society has about being a musician as a profession. It's kind of like people still ask me, how do I make a living though? And it's a fair question because it's not easy here. I usually answer that I kept my paper route, but.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and.
I know a lot of very young musicians who live and breathe music, and I think probably knew from the time that they were 6 years old or maybe younger that that's what they were going to do. They have so much music in them that, everybody can see this is where they're going. Well, music as it's taught in our system is generally limited to one class every 6 days usually. There are a lot of very talented musicians where that's not enough. So really, that's where your private music teacher comes in, and those who can afford music lessons have that option. There's nothing for a specialist in our system.
Just the second ending. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and.
In Cuba, musicians probably have more opportunity than most people in their society. If a young musician decides that they would like to try out for an art school, they can do an audition, sometimes as young as 6 years old. And when they do get into an art school, they may have as much as 4 or 5 hours of music instruction every day. Los Primos is a cultural exchange with Cuba, and in particular with the music schools there and also the young musicians here in Canada. But also we recognize that there's a tremendous shortage of musical instruments in Cuba. It should be that way, shouldn't it? There.
Uh-huh.
The case is beyond repair because that smell, you never get rid of it. But I think, this might be worth it to give it a bath. At the beginning of the special period, which coincides with the end of the Soviet Union, all of a sudden Cuba had no one to trade with, and they've worked really hard to establish relationships with other trading partners, but fairly low on the list was musical instruments, and they've slowly been wearing out over the last decade and a half. I've seen classes where, there'll be 6 flute players and an instructor, but not even an instrument to demonstrate on. So we're also collecting used instruments, and the local music store, Music Stop, fixes them up for us, and we send them down. Okay, that can come too.
You'll definitely make one of the Cubans he's happy.
Oh, yeah. I wanted our students in Nova Scotia to see it's not what things that you have, it's your attitude and your work ethic that really produces the music. So I wanted the kids to see that. Probably the most important part of any music education is to travel and to play for other people.